me. I'm a Namaste. Namaste, everyone. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out. Brandy, what's up on this Wednesday evening? Andrew, I'm a Namaste. It's good to have you guys on. It's good to connect. Hopefully we can share some energies. Avani, I'm a Namaste. Some stories with each other. Mini, I'm a Namaste. Just finished a 12-hour day, actually, and I'm still not even done because we're doing the live stream, and the live streams, as you guys know, is part of my work. Each and every day for the year of 2019, we do these live streams, promoting energy healing, promoting meditation, promoting practical spirituality, all for the purpose of evolving properly and rapidly and becoming greater instruments of goodwill and the will to do good. Ashley, I'm a Namaste. So I was thinking to myself, because I typically don't have 12-hour days where I wake up and it's basically nonstop. Elizabeth, I'm a Namaste. Nonstop doing a meditation practice, doing healings, doing coaching, writing the newsletter. It's been a full day, right? Becca, I'm a Namaste. It's been a very, very full day. And I typically, Anna, I'm a Namaste, typically don't have my days that jam-packed. And a bunch of clients had to schedule. They usually don't schedule today. They had to schedule today because of emergencies that were going on. Emergencies healing. Sheila, Namaste, my Unity Church sister from another mister. And yeah, I barely had enough time to eat in between clients. I was stuffing my face as I was kind of on the phone with some of my more familiar clients that kind of know how I roll. And they're like, yeah, take a bite, take a breather, drink your protein smoothie. Tafini, have a Namaste. Whatever, right? And so what occurred to me, what dawned on me, if you will, is this was a 12-hour day. And these aren't very common for me. But then I thought to myself, the masters in pranic healing, not other spiritual schools and other spiritual teachers, which granted, I know some of them, and they are incredibly intense. But this is a baby day. It's like a napping day in the lives of the Master Pranic Healers. Because I think to myself, most of the masters in pranic healing have been practitioners for 25 years or more. 25 years or more. And their schedules are jam-packed from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. I'll give you an example. One of the Master Pranic Healers is a neonatologist. He's one of the top neonatologists in the country. And this is coming from a second person, but I know this person, and I also know the master. Markor, Abba Namaste. So it's not that much of a stretch. But this teacher would get up. He would work all day at the hospital. Then he would work all night at a meditation and healing clinic and teaching pranic healing. Then he would go home, get 15 minutes of sleep, and then he would get called back into the Carol, Namaste. Then he would get called back into the hospital to do to deliver a newborn, a preemie baby, right? James, Namaste. So, and that's just not one day, and that's just not 1 week. That's not a couple months. That's decades, plural. That's decades. And I think to myself, a doctor, a master pranic healer, thousands of babies have been delivered under him. Tens of thousands of babies actually have been delivered under him. 50 minutes. Tens of thousands of babies have been delivered under him. Tens of thousands of pranic healing sessions have been done by him. He has 3 boys, an extended family all over the world. The man's constantly getting pulled in every conceivable direction imaginable. But guess what? Eyes are always bright and shiny. There's always a big fat smile on his face. There's always kind words, kind thoughts, kind actions all the time. And this is a common thing that I've noticed with the pranic healing masters. There's 8 pranic healing masters in the world, and they have literally dedicated every waking moment of their lives to the service of humanity, to spread the teachings of Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui. So here I am, thinking I'm some big hotshot going, yeah, good job, Christian. You had a 12-hour day of healing, meditation, doing service, moving the divine plan forward. Try doing 12, 14, 16, 20-hour days. Maria, I'm namaste. For decades. Right? I'm trying to remember. I was hearing this from somebody. God, where was this? I was listening to somebody talking about work. And they were talking about that's what it was. For any of you who've seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness, basically it's the story of a struggling father who was a salesman who had a 2-year-old son, and he was married, and the marriage wasn't working out because they were constantly fighting over money, because everything this guy touched dematerialized. Everything this guy touched failed, no matter what, right? And then he got the idea of becoming a stockbroker. And that was like the final straw with his wife. She's like, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, and I'm taking our son with us, or with me. And he goes, no, we got to stick together. You can go back to wherever you're going to go. You go back to New York, spend time with your family, work with them. But my son is staying here with me. And so he struggled and struggled and struggled for about 1.5 to 2 years, trying to get his feet in that industry and to become successful. And now he ended up selling his brokerage house in 2003, and his net worth is over $60 million. This was a guy that didn't have, at certain times in his adult life, didn't have $5 to his name. This is in the early 80s, which would be equivalent to about $15. So he did have $15 to his name, or only $15 to his name, and now he has a net worth of over $60 million. But was very interesting about the dialogue. I love that you made it to one of the streams live. The dialogue between him and his wife at the time is, she was saying that, I haven't had a day off. How did she say it? Something like, I haven't had a day off in 2 months. I haven't had a day off in 2 months. Isn't that funny that somebody can work 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 months, and they're like, I can't do this anymore. I got to get out of this. This is way too much. This is too overwhelming. That's a couple months. That's 2 months, right? It's not slave labor. It's just a job that's not very fulfilling, but 2 months of working 70 hours a week. Then you have successful entrepreneurs. You have the masters in pranic healing. You have other people of goodwill and the will to do good who will spend 15, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week for decades, building a business or an empire, pushing a nonprofit or charity organization forward, spreading spiritual teachings. It's amazing. It's really, really amazing the capacity that we as human, that was my little alarm that went off. The capacity that we as human beings have, it's really awe-inspiring. And it's like, when you think about Grandmaster Chola Koksui, the modern founder of pranic healing and Hatha Yoga, within less than 25 years, he was able to develop, refine, and spread an unknown healing system known as pranic healing and an unknown yoga system known as Arhatic Yoga to over, at the time of his passing, pranic healing was being practiced in 60 countries around the world. He did that in less than 25 years, traveling non-stop. It blows my mind. So it's funny. I guess I'm kind of like sharing with you guys. I'm thinking to myself, wow, this was a challenging day. This took a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of commitment. Jose, what's up, my man? Good to have you on. But we made it happen, and it's something that I have to keep reminding myself of, because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I'm in the process of growing and evolving and becoming better. And there's a tendency, or I have the tendency, to think that I'm doing it all on my own, that I'm doing it all by myself, that I don't have the support of God, support of the great ones, support of my teacher, support of my higher self, support of all the angelic beings and angels that are there to assist. One of my mentors said many, many years ago, who was referred to as an angel incarnate, said that there's a lot of unemployed angels out there, meaning there's beings of light, beings that are assigned or given to us by God that are ready, willing, and able to serve in any capacity that they can. They're unemployed. They're waiting around for us to say, hey, can you help clean my back solar plexus chakra? Hey, can you help send blessings to my mother in Miami? Hey, can you help, can you help heal my relationship with my ex, or whatever the case may be? There are angels who are ready, willing, and able to help at the drop of a hat. We simply have to call upon them with humility, with reverence, with gratitude, and they will be there. So at certain times throughout the day, when my body's not getting enough food, getting enough hydration, I have client after client after client after client. Yolis, haba namaste. I'm like, okay, I need your help, guys. Let me connect up. Let me go to the source of healing, which is God, then the great ones, then the teacher, then the higher self, then the angelic kingdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? Harita, haba namaste. So it's a great practice in connecting. And I remember Master Choa says that pranic healing is moving meditation. Pranic healing is moving meditation, right? Because it's active in the sense that the practitioner is moving their hand, they're holding a crystal, they're cutting cords, they're spraying, they're doing all these things visually, so it's very active, but inwardly, you're having to practice awareness of what's going on with the client, what's going on with their aura, what's going on with their chakras, what's going on with their, what's going on with them energetically speaking, right? You have to be aware. Then you also have to focus on what you're doing. So you're developing two aspects. You're developing the ability to focus, and you're developing the ability to have awareness, because you're focusing on, all right, now we're cleaning this chakra, we're cleaning the chakra in this way, we're doing this many sweeps, this much energizing, we're removing this quality, replacing it with that quality, removing that quality, replacing it with this quality. So that's very focused. So it forces you to be kind of in the middle path, right? The path of the Buddha, the path of moderation and non-excessiveness. Healing is meditation in motion. There you go. Healing is meditation in motion. So it's very interesting that you can be doing all this dynamic work, right? Moving crystals, cutting cords, spraying, throwing things into a salt bowl. Like, the body is dynamic and actively involved, but deep inside, you're out, you're gone. You're perceiving the client, you're perceiving the healing from many different levels simultaneously. And it was very interesting because I got so into healing I think it was my second to last client this evening. I got so into healing the client that when I was done, I knew I had another client right afterwards. And when I got up to clean my crystal, when I got up to clean my crystal, I realized that I had a physical body. It was super weird. It was super weird, actually. I was done the healing. The person had a phenomenal experience, really good feedback, and then I ended the session, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go clean my crystal." And as I moved my physical body to grab the crystal, to walk over to the sink and wash it with salt, to do the technique properly, I was like, I have a body. I wasn't integrated. I wasn't, as we say in pranic healing, I wasn't grounded, because the upper chakras were so highly activated and highly energized to do the work that I wasn't necessarily in my physical body. Christy, namaste. So tonight, it'll be a great experience when I take my salt bath, because I can deeply cleanse my energy body, disconnect cords, remove heaviness, congestion, disease energy, things like that. So salt baths are very, very. You are a person. Sorry, guys, I had a call coming in, and it might happen again. If you're a person who, how do I want to say this, interacts with a lot of people on a regular basis, right? I would highly recommend taking a salt bath every single day. Meaning 2 pounds of salt. You can buy 40-pound bags of salt at Ace Hardware called Solar Salt in a blue bag. 2 pounds of salt. 2 pounds of salt. 12 to 15 drops of lavender oil. Put it in a warm tub. Mix it all together. Submerge your body for 20 minutes. And that will cleanse you energetically. So if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a therapist, a psychiatrist, a public speaker, an energy healer, a massage therapist, anybody who has deep interactions and connections with other people, it's very important to take a salt bath on a regular basis. Now, if you're where Jimena is in Mexico City, you can just run into the ocean and tear it up that way. That's also an option. I don't wait. Is Mexico City close to the ocean? I don't think it's close to the ocean. No, it's a couple hours from the ocean. I think it is. Which Mexico City is the biggest. David, namaste. Mexico City is the biggest city in the world population-wise. I forget the population. Isn't it over 9 million now? New York City is about 8.3 million, if I remember correctly. But my whole point for tonight's talk is that our capacity to be instruments of goodwill and the will to do good is much greater than we can possibly fathom. As long as we connect to God, as long as we connect to the great ones, our teacher, our higher selves, and we say, I'm ready, willing, and able to be an instrument of goodwill and the will to do good. Thank you for empowering me. Thank you for blessing me with inner strength. Thank you for blessing me with inner will to do what is right. Rosemary, namaste. Then you can plug into that, right? You can plug into those energies, and you can be a great instrument, and you can transform the lives of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So whenever you think you don't have enough in you, it's because you think the energy is coming from you. I mean, I look at Anthony Robbins, and the man teaches 50 plus hour seminars in a day and a half, 2 days, 2.5 days, right? It's intense. And I'm like, where does he get the energy from? And then I realize he gets it from above. I know that sounds a little cliche and a little hokey, right? But he gets it from above, because if you connect to God and you really still yourself, like right now in this very moment, if you connect yourself to God and you still yourself, you can sense a downpour of energy. The downpour of energy is cleansing you, it's purifying you, it's expanding your chakras, it's expanding your capacity. Yeah, Master Stephen Coe would be another example. So all the pranic healing masters have developed that ability to stay connected. Josiah, Atma Namaste, have developed the ability to stay connected to the higher self and to God and to the great ones. Because think about it, how much different is our physiology from each other, right? Our capacity, it's like they have 2 legs, I have 2 legs, they have 2 arms, I have 2 arms, they have 2 eyes, I have 2 eyes. How can they work 20 hours straight and do it day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, and then I'm struggling to do that for a couple days in a row? Interesting, right? Regina, namaste. Does it make sense? So if the physiology is the same, there must be something different going on. There must be something hidden. There must be a higher level of truth. And the higher level of truth is that, in my opinion, in my experience, is that they're connected to their higher selves. They're connected to their teacher. They're connected to the great ones. They're connected to God. And that's where they're getting their energy from. How's that sound? Good? Does that change one's focus? What up, what up? Does what change one's focus? Jimena says, I sink in the sea salt and water home every day. Mexico City. 20 million people are in Mexico City? No way. Very interesting. So Mexico is about 1/3 the size of the United States, but Mexico City is 2.5 times the size of New York City. That's intense. I had no idea Mexico City had 20 million people. That's pretty big. A lot of people would need healing. A lot of congestion. Mexico City is a sinking city. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if Mexico City is a sinking city. It sounds like a song. Being connected to your higher soul. Yes. Yes, so there's an affirmation that Grandmaster Choa Koksui came up with over 25 years ago called the I Am the Soul affirmation. And the I Am the Soul affirmation reminds you of who and what you are, which is the higher soul, and it helps you disassociate from the things that you are not. You're not your body, you're not your emotions, and you're not your thoughts. So whenever we're suffering in our lives, it's because we're over-identifying with the body, we're over-identifying with our feelings, and we're over-identifying with our thoughts. That's why we're suffering. But if we disassociate from those things, we go up by saying as simple as, I am the soul, I am the soul, I am the soul. The pipeline connecting you to your higher soul increases, which means the downpour of spiritual energy from above increases, feeding you. It's like having the breath of life breathed into you. Marcor says, so very true. I've done 100-hour work weeks and unlimited beautiful energy, and I've done an 8-hour day that felt like torture because I've allowed other people to affect me. Stay connected. How beautiful is that? Right? That's a pediatric doctor right there sharing her experience. 100-hour work weeks, beautiful energy, felt connected, felt she was on point. 8-hour work days, which most of us can do in our sleep, right? Which some of us do in our sleep, right? And we're like, when is this going to be over? When is this going to end? Because it's about connection. It's about viewpoint, and if the viewpoint is correct, everything else after the viewpoint is correct. And the ultimate viewpoint is what? Knowing who and what you are. Knowing you're a divine child of God. Knowing that you're a being of light, a being of love, a being of power. Knowing those things. Rounding areas that kind of built on... Oh. So Mexico was built on top of a lake and it sinks, yes. Well, I'm glad we're getting geography lessons in between the spiritual teachings tonight. We're all mixing it up, keeping it real. So I hope that inspires you guys to stay connected. And it's actually very interesting. Have you noticed at times in your life when you have hopelessness, when you have despair, when you have grief, guilt, and you're on your hands and knees, you're fine, I'm teasing you guys. You're on your hands and knees, right? And you just surrender. You just let go. You stop fighting. What happens? Everything changes. Your hopelessness turns into hope. Your despair turns into hope. Your anger turns into peace. Your sadness turns into joy. Why? Because you're no longer associating with non-truth. You're no longer associating with what you are not. And then the higher soul, which is you, is able to come down and fill the void or fill the vacuum with truth. Right? So when we surrender, we're like, please God help me. energy comes down. You guys are so adorable. Make sure you guys message each other after the stream tonight. Okay, so that's it. That's what I want to share. I hope it adds value to you guys. I'm going to take my salt bath. It's funny, I'm thinking, I got to do the stream. But I'm doing the stream right now. I got to do the stream, but I'm doing it right now. So I'm going to take a salt bath, cleanse up for the rest of the day so my body can sleep well. Solange, Atma Namaste. Good to have you back on the stream. I've seen you a few times. If you are in need of healing, go to ChristianRLong.com/services. ChristianRLong.com/services. Sign up for a pranic healing session. Let me assist you in your process of spiritual growth, development, and inner transformation. I've been doing this work for 15 years. I can't believe it's been 15 years. It's still kind of mind-boggling. My body's not that old. And quite a ride. But I'm looking forward to the next 15 years of who we're going to help, who we're going to serve, and how we're going to do that. That's going to be pretty amazing. And that being said, lots of light, love, and power from God and my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, into each and every one of your lives on all levels without exception. You are blessed, you are healed, you are a divine child of God. You just got to remember it over and over and over again until it sticks. Ta-da! All right, guys. It's a weird chord. I will talk to you later. This is Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful Wednesday night. By the way, right below this video is the weekly newsletter. Ashley already read it because she's a boss. Right below this video is the weekly newsletter. I put 2 hours of my blood, sweat, and prana into it. Please read it. Please get value out of it. Please use it to transform your life. And if you got value out of it, share it with other people. Share this video with other people. Make some miracles happen. Marcor says, lots of love, light, and power to you. Thank you. Atma Namaste. So much love and blessings to you, my dear. And I love you guys very, very much. Having a beautiful Wednesday, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. You're welcome, Lolis. You're welcome, Avani. Done with reading. Oh, Avani's on it too. I love it. You guys are so funny. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.